are the members of Do It or Die. D-I-D-I-D-I.
Hello and welcome to this audio commentary for the 1931 Fleischer Studios cartoon Bimbo's Initiation. I'm Stephen Broomer of Art and Trash. Bimbo's Initiation is a vehicle for the Fleischer mascot Bimbo, a cartoon dog best remembered as the love interest of Betty Boop, but who was the star of his own films before Boop evolved into the main attraction. So think of him as a rival to Mickey Mouse, who in his cameo here offers the inciting incident, locking Bimbo under a manhole. In Bimbo's Initiation, Bimbo's mischievous, scrappy, and oppositional traits are placed front and center, as he resists the invitations of this mysterious fraternity, who call themselves the members of Do It or Die, setting off a series of nightmarish trials as he journeys through something like an underworld. His gauntlet pivots around absurd acts of rising and falling, lifted up with false promises of escape, only to be hurtled down again and again. The Fleischers' elastic dreamland was one of personified animals, occupying an idyll of pure joy. But it was also, like the impossible, gravity-defying staircases of M.C. Escher lithographs, a world that could wrap in on itself, that could challenge the laws of physics and a viewer's bias toward realism. Indeed, the ideal viewer of the cartoon is biased against realism and dazzled by these imaginative contortions of figure and space. And the space that Bimbo finds himself in is indeed one of elastic, morphing architecture and trompe-l'oeil illusions. In these rooms, floors lift, bounce, and slide, staircases wrap and automate, exits are painted on. It is, in other words, a dreamland where the grotesque, boneless state of the cartoon character yields to an entire incorporeal world. There's no framework to bind any of this, and while that is a fact of the cartoon that long predates the Fleischers, the resilience of this elastic space and its players is uniquely tied to themes of conformity. Wanna be a member? No. Bimbo lives the soul of his world. I don't want to be a member. I don't want to have physical limits. I don't want to conform to any society, secret or public. Bimbo spends much of this initiation refusing the universal impulse to vanish into the crowd. That he does so cowering and trembling in fear simply makes his absurd impulse to resistance both funny and brave. The morphic architecture of this space mirrors the fluid, elastic bodies of Dreamland's residents, who stretch and distort in grotesque ways.
Wanna be a member? Wanna be a member?
No!
The cartoon figure is boneless, malleable, and reactive. Perceived danger and tremors of fear are, in the figure of Bimbo, the root cause of elastic, absurd physical responses. His trembling refusals anticipate a more existential fear, as when later he's scared by his own helpful reflection and his own headless shadow. And like a distorting reflection, the elasticity of everything around him is predatory. For example, the ballooning fraternity members whose malleability makes them alien, the knife that licks its lips and chomps its teeth and expands, or the flame that greedily consumes the wick and then multiplies to dance along a rope. These obstacles that Bimbo encounters are ridiculous, but they are no more ridiculous than his own responses. For example, the film's greatest absurd image, in which Bimbo cuts out a flaming length of rope, crushing himself in the process. His situation is, against convention, a case of measure once, cut twice, and he's hoisted by his own petard. Bimbo's Initiation is a film about hidden identities, secret societies, and the idea of the masquerade as something that holds both menace and play. Anonymity can conceal identity and along with it, motive. Wanna be a member is the clarion call of conformity. And Bimbo's resolve towards nonconformity, which is always keeping company with cowardice, can't be tortured out of him. That wall that he's built can only be seduced down by the dog-eared Betty Boop, but even she's concealed When she first appears and beckons him to follow her, his lustful chase is stymied by doors within doors that gradually swallow him. The comedy of his escape gives the filmmakers an opportunity to play with depth and dimensionality, rhythm and the edit, as when, along a trail of snapping doors, a close-up on Bimbo finds him with his heart in his throat, regurgitated and then swallowed back down. What does this Valentine's heart's journey up his throat to his hand and back again tell us?
Gulp.
Dreamland is not a world of symbolism. Everything within it is graphic form and literal function. Bimbo's detachable head, galloping feet, and pocketable heart are no more metaphoric than the moving floors, bending halls, and Rube Goldberg-inspired spanking machine. Betty Boop's final seductive dance wins Bimbo over with a sheepish, blushing yes. The mysterious motives of Do It or Die now resolved, he's found the courage to conform to the speakeasy life.